Hey, what's good, family? How you doing today? Good to have you back. Let's dive into what we have. You can see there's one interesting thing I've learned from the Bible. Everything I'll be talking about, it will be based on the Bible. So those who walk before God, there's something I realized. One is that they trusted God. If you want to successfully walk with God, you have to develop this character. You have to be able to trust God, come rain, come sunshine. You have to trust God. You know, the beginning of the year, like January, is like it never ends. You'll be counting, you'll be like, we're still in the first week of January. It normally looks long, but it's the same as others that are 30, 31. So when you come into situations that looks like, man, there is no solution to this is the end of it, a man who walks with God will have patience. A man who walks with God will have faith. A man who walks with God will have trust in God that he will be able, or he is able, to take care of that situation. I'll give you an example. You must have heard about the story of the children of Israel coming out of Egypt. That story is mind-blowing. It will be like, what kind of human being are these? At a point, God had to even kill some of them because they were so stubborn, stiff-necked. That's the word the Bible used. God brought them out of Egypt, and in that process, they had gold. They took a lot of treasures from the Egyptians, and they moved out. But before then, they have been in pain. They have been passing through hell. Remember, Pharaoh refused to let them go, and God did so many wonders in Egypt that he smote the first sons of the Egyptian. He made the waters turn into blood. It was stinking. The fishes, the things in the sea or in the waters, they died, and it was polluted. And time to time, they doubted God. Time to time, they forget to realize how far God has brought them. Let that never be your portion. So, as they kept on going, they got to the Red Sea. There was no way to pass. And they started shouting, Moses, why have you brought us here? Have you brought us here so that we'll all be slaughtered like chicken? That chicken was not in the Bible, not my own word. So, and Moses called on God. You see the difference between those who walk with God and those who are not, because Moses knew God and he knew the power and authority that God have. So after communicating with God, and boom, it happened, the miracle. The Red Sea parted, and the children of Israel crossed the Red Sea. And fast forward, they are in the wilderness, and they were hungry, they were thirsty, and they didn't still trust God that he is able to provide food for them, who have brought them out from Egypt. God crossed them on dry land. In today's world, can you even imagine that? The sea parting for you to walk through it. It's something that we cannot really accept easily in today's world, but it happened. So when they crossed the Red Sea, they faced different challenges, hunger, they were thirsty. Even at that, God did miracles. He made water to come out of a rock, and they had water to drink. He provided manna for them, the food of angels, and they had the taste of it. Even at that, when they kept on moving, trying to get to the promised land, they still had doubt. They still didn't trust God. But Moses did. At the point when Aaron took over, Aaron did, but they made a lot of mistakes. You see, one thing with God, he made sure that they received the promise which he gave, even though they misbehaved, even though they didn't trust him. But if God have said something, it doesn't need your approval to come true. What I want you to get from this story is, if you really want to walk with God, you should learn how to trust God. And I'm not a believer of, leave the thing that you can do for God to come and do it for you. The things that you can control, leave it for God to control. No, I am saying when it gets to those situations that man cannot handle, is not in the control of man, you have to trust God that he will be able to see you through. You should always pray. The things that you can do, you do them perfectly. I'll see you in the next video. Stay tuned. We'll be rocking like this.